Well, kia ora everybody. Welcome to Pettigrew Green Arena in Napier. Round 9 action of the NZNBL for 2022. Welcome to the match between the Hawke's Bay Hawks and the Nelson Giants. Should be a cracking match, this one. Two teams in very good form. Glenn Lama's my name. Kia ora, Casey Frank.
Good to have you with me today, Glenn, especially for this one. It's going to be a fantastic matchup. The Nelson Giants, fresh off a victory in Auckland that propelled them into that tie at the top of the table. The Hawke's Bay Hawks protecting the nest as of late. Both teams looking to grab first by themselves.
Well, fantastic looking table with three teams on 14 points. Otago, Canterbury just behind him. Franklin Taranaki still in the mix as well. So it should be a really terrific end to the season. And let's have a look at the games coming up. Following this one, Manawatu hosting Hawke's Bay. Southland having a tough season up against Auckland. And then Nelson back home for that match against Taranaki next Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, the round 10 is shaping up like a barn burner. Of course, we got the Tauihi kicking off this week as well. Basketball all over the place.
It is indeed. Let's have a look at the starting fives now for this game. And here is the Nelson Giants. No surprises here. Casey with McNaught, Dempster, West, Morning, and Thompson.
No surprises whatsoever. And they are led by that fiercely defensive backcourt. And McNaught and West can't wait to see what they bring against the Hawks today.
Let's have a listen to their coach now, Michael Fitchett.
I'm here with coach of the Nelson Giants, Michael Fitchett, and it's a really interesting top of the table this year, Michael. Certainly a few changes to last season. We're seeing some interesting teams making their way to the top.
Yeah, it's a pretty competitive league this year. You know, you got to be ready to go every night of every time you've got a game. So always cool to be involved in the top of the table clash show. And Nelson and the Hawks have got a bit of history here, so it should be a good night.
And look, you must have a bit of confidence coming into this one. A massive win against the Auckland team just a few nights ago.
Yeah, it was a great result for us. Obviously, we're still yet to lose on the road, so we're trying to keep that going. And the Tuatara have had a wonderful season so far. So anytime you can beat one of the top teams, you got to be happy.
It's an impressive record so far, mate. Best of luck.
Thank you.
He's done a great job, Michael Fitchett, at the Giants. But Hawke's Bay won't be easy. Really good team on paper, very experienced in that starting five. Rusbatch, AG, Hunt, Harris, Rokawa going well.
This crew is going well, and it's going fast. When they get the ball, they are off to the races. It is going to be all about transition for the Hawks today. Can the Nelson Giants keep up? That is the question.
It is a good question. Let's hear from their coach now, Mick Downer.
I'm here with coach of the Taylor Hawks, Mick Downer. And Mick, obviously it's been a pretty fantastic season for you guys so far. Up against some pretty tough opposition tonight, though.
Absolutely, top of the table clash. So, you know, both teams, the first half of the season, we've had some narrow biting wins, and it's just been that sort of season where it's really even and tough. And I guess the 3 or 4 seasons I've been involved, it's probably the closest it's been, you know, with the parity of the competition, which is good for everybody. Horrible when you're on the sidelines and you can't control anything, but yeah, we're looking forward to this hit out tonight against the Giants.
Look, you've certainly provided the Hawke's Bay home fans with some pretty good wins. It's been a successful season so far at home.
Yes, we had a bit of a slow start, but we've definitely picked it up the last couple of games. So we're just seeing the group starting to gel a little bit. We've had our import in for a few weeks, and you know, just some guys that came in, like any roster, the ones that started late. It just always takes 4, 5, 6 games to really get your role clarity and guys feeling comfortable. So you know, expect good things from the guys tonight, but it's not going to be easy. The last time we played them, I think they held us to 79 or something in a close win. So you know, we want to get out and get up tempo and play and run and gun.
We've got a great looking team, a great home crowd. I'm sure we're looking forward to it. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Well, in fact, Mick Downer, he's slightly 3 points undersold himself there, because actually the Hawke's Bay won 82-73 in that game earlier on this season.
Oh, strange for a coach to short sell his team there and make them think that didn't do as good a job as they thought. But that was Tawana AG's second game of the season, his great game for him. But here we see them head to head. Look at the turnover margin. The Nelson Giants do not beat themselves. They pass the ball and they take the opposition, turn it over. That's going to be a problem for the Hawks, who have been careless with the ball at times. You see the scoring margin, that's where at the top. Jordan Hunt, he is going to run the lane. Whoever is guarding him has to sprint out. Sam Dempster, 9 threes in his last game out. A career high for him, and it's been a career season, but both teams are led by their backcourts, led by Jared West for the Giants, who was leading the league in steals and assists just last week before C-Webb came in, and Ethan Rusbatch, not shooting the ball great, but scoring almost 18 points a game.
Well, Dempster is going great for Nelson, isn't he? Check out the referees, Melanie O'Connor Sharon Martin and Sam Pan. Sam Dempster 14 points per game this season at 47%, 42% threes, maybe inflated a little bit by that outrageous performance the other night. But what a stalwart he's been for Nelson. I mean, this is his 15th season now. Incredible career for Nelson.
And to have your 15th season be the best season of your career. He's a teacher by trade, Nayland College man, and of course, the way he's playing this year, maybe he could teach some of the young players a thing or two about how to have a little longevity in your career. It has been great to see Sam play up to that level. And, you know, on the other side of the court, there's a veteran or two there. You got Everard Bartlett and Jared Kenny, who has a former team in mind, but not sure how much basketball he's got left in him. So he's certainly cherishing this season with the Hawks as they to chase a title.
Now, Kenny, yeah, he's not far off, 37 years of age, but still enjoying the sport. Like he is a spring chicken. Yeah, mate.
Fresh to death. He looks, that guy can't be 37.
He's 37.
He must moisturize.
Jordan Hunt, Hiram Harris, though, the keys to this Hawks team, aren't they? Along with AG. How do you think AG's settling into the to the league, Casey?
Oh, really nicely. You know, when the Hawks lost Jack Salt to personal issues for the season, when he wasn't quite recovering, they had to find someone quickly. And Tawan AG may not be the man of Jack Salt's stature, but he fits in so nicely with this offense. The way he runs the lane, his ability to switch defensively and guard perimeter players, his athleticism at the rim as a shot blocker, exactly what they needed. Overall, it was his toughness, his interior fierceness. That's what they needed to combat the other team's large lumber. And he's got one up his sleeve today, coming in the form of Trey Morning, who hit essentially the game icing shot when it was all tied up in Auckland a couple nights ago. Not his best game, but even when he's not at his best, he performs with the best of them.
Yeah, AG is his 6th game today, and you mentioned Morning there, of course, the son of Alonzo Morning. Must be tough growing up the son of an NBA legend. I mean, the expectations that you're going to be as good as your dad.
It's definitely difficult when you're on the basketball court. I mean, his dad did make about $185 million in his playing career, so there's other options that make it a little okay. But I mean, even up to, you know, he went to the same college as his father, the Georgetown University. He looks very similar. He's got some similar moves. So it's a comparison that he can't get away from. Hence why we go by Trey instead of Zoe for him.
Yeah, he wants to be his own man, and fair enough.
And he certainly is. I mean, early in the season, he was averaging over 30 points per game. That has come back down to earth as he's averaging just under 20 at 19.9 and 9.2 rebounds. But also a shot blocking fear for the opposition. He will have to patrol that paint as the Hawks will be looking to attack the rim.
So not far away from starting here, this round 9 action between the Hawks and Nelson.
And an interesting matchup. We heard Mike Fitchett talk about the Giants haven't lost on the road.
Yeah.
The Bay, they've struggled at home. They haven't had great games. I mean, some of those were early in the season before they had their full contingent, but they haven't played their best basketball at home in the nest. Are those two things going to form a perfect storm and allow the Giants to sneak all the way to the top of the table with a victory today? Or can the Hawks protect the nest and fly up there themselves?
Well, here we go. It's the Hawks against the Giants. Hawks in the dark strip. And we're underway here in this round 9 clash. Pleasure to be with you for this game today. And a key matchup with both teams locked up on 14 points with the Tuatara at the top of the table. Straight away, the Hawks being pressured here by the Giants. And it was Rokawa. And it's not going to drop for him, and away come the Giants.
Like his mindset, though, he gets the switch. Sam Dempster comes out on him. He attacks him right away, straight to the cup. That is what the Hawks have to do, keep this Nelson team under pressure.
So that is Thompson with his hands on the ball here. Keeping an eye on him now. Dempster, can he continue the three-point streak? He can.
Touch them all, Sammy. Sammy D, 1 for 1 from 3. He is flaming out of that right hand right now. Don't touch him because it is hot.
Exactly. You'll be off to the emergency department to get a bandage on your hand. Here is Rokawa. Pretty decent player himself, of course. Quite an experienced international again. He puts up the shot. Nice little baseline move there.
He's been scoring the ball really well this season. One of the leading scorers for the Hawks, but their best three-point shooter. So interesting to see him feel he has the advantage on the drive as West lets it fly.
Oh, West nails that beautifully from downtown as well. Nelson off to the races here.
Very similar to their start against the Tuatara. Hot from outside. The Hawks, they're a great defensive team on the three-point line, but not early in this one.
You don't want to give up a big lead with 3-point shooting. So Rokawa has his hands on the ball now. Again, he's just trying to float that one, but rebounded there nicely. And there's 2 more, and that is the first points of the game for AG.
Well, what good challenge by Morning, but because he was out of the play, it allowed AG to get that offensive rebound and finish. The hustle, keeping the Hawks in it.
Okay, baseline was McNaught. And there is Morning. Didn't get enough height on that hook shot. Got his own rebound, though, and muscled that one home.
Well, nice creative opportunity by McNaught to give him the chance, but the sticking with it is what got him the finish by Zoe Morning.
Oh, lovely hold of the ball there, and the Hawks back in it now, and that was Harris with his first 2 points.
Favorite return for the long pass. AG hooks him up with a layup.
Oh, blink and you miss it. It's down at the other end of the court, and the blink of an eye, Harris has got the rebound.
So dangerous as a grab and go. Gets the rebounds, initiates the offense on the other end.
Oh, it's a good start to this game scoring-wise. Rokawa just cools it off to Harris. A little indecisive, Harris. As the shot clock expired, and now that's a lovely outlet pass, and here's McNaught. And Nelson, nice fast break.
I did not think Alex McNaught was going to shoot that. He was really telegraphing that fake, but still got it off against AG. A nice heads-up play. Good finish by McNaught after the Hawks just got the shot off on the other end.
Hawks just look a little uncertain on the offensive end at the moment. And there's another rebound, and that's Dempster taking that one.
Nelson's a heck of a defensive team. They are tough to score against in the half court. Hawks need some fast breaks.
Oh, baseline. That was an uncontested slam dunk opportunity. Didn't drop. And now on the fast break come the Hawks.
Comedy of errors. Thompson somehow has a blowout. Can't get the finish. Somebody check his tires. Get some air in there. Hawks repay the favor as we see the fast break. Oh, that was the follow, by Tawan AG earlier in the game, attacking the rim.
So it's Nelson by 4 at the moment. Should really be 6. As we see Dempster fire up from 3-point range. That one, he had some heat on him that time.
Streak is over. No, 1 for 2, not bad, but he can expect a lot more attention out there on the perimeter today.
Nice ball into Hunt. Double teamed though, that means the player's open. Yes, nicely finished on the corner there.
Huge shot for Tawan AG. He has not been a 3-point shooter to any real extent yet this season, but loved that one out of the corner and that opportunity.
It was just a deep 2, that one. He must have had a toenail on the red line.
The bigs, they never know where they are on the court out there.
Exactly. Well, yeah, speaking of 3-pointer, no doubt about that one. That was a tremendous shot from West.
And you can see Daron Rokawa look at the bench saying, that's the scout, is to let him shoot that. Well, he's shooting it.
West with 20 points a game. He's already got 6 in the bank.
2 for 2 from deep. And 9 of this 13 points for the Giants from behind the arc. 2 by West, 1 by Dempster.
Oh, a great long-range shooting team so far in this game. Can they continue it though? The Hawks grind their way back into it. It's a nice shot from the Racine stripe.
Yeah, it certainly was by Ethan Rusbatch there. Very patient coming off the on ball. Got to his spot at about 17, man down.
Oh, that 3-pointer's nowhere close to going in from Trey Morning.
Somebody's gonna have to close that door out the back. It is breezy in the Bay today.
Mort takes a seat after an early stint. A 3-point game with half of the first quarter completed. 3-point shooting has been the feature from Nelson. And here's Rokawa from 3-point line, not going to drop. Nicely gathered in there by Thompson for Nelson.
Good transition G by the Hawks. Trying to lower that efficiency by forcing them to work in the half court.
Oh, that's West again. Whoa.
Stop it. He is on fire. 3 for 3 from the 3-point stripe. Hasn't missed a shot. Gonna have to force him into the driver because he is playing with some confidence on the jumper.
Well, those last 2 really should be 4-pointers, shouldn't they?
For style as well. Deep they are.
Absolutely brilliant from West. Key scorer for Nelson. And looked like he might have just stood on the baseline there, but in fact the referee's going to allow that. Must have only just been inside there. It's a three-point play.
Well, excellent court awareness. Had the big-to-big screen. Trey Morning thought he had Hiram Harris under control, but that is the grit and the wit of Hiram Harris to find his way to the basket through the physicality. Gets the hoop and the harm, a chance to cut it to 3 after this timeout on the free throw line from the regime.
Well, Harris is he's a key player now, quite experienced for his age, 26, Tall Blacks player, of course, earlier on in the year. And, of course, quite experienced in Australia now too, Casey.
Yeah,
3 teams he's played for over there.
He's picked up another contract with the 36ers, which is fantastic to see him continue his career, especially under somebody we're so familiar with over here, and C.J. Bruton as the head coach. But he's a fantastic player and a multi-dimensional player. Not the best shooter, but he can knock down the 3 now, but it's the other things he does. His defense, his hustle, his ability to initiate offense, and just always on the glass, always putting pressure on the defense. I absolutely love him as a player, and already in this one, starting to affect the game. 4 points, 1 rebound.
He's going well, Hiram Harris. Nelson, though, the 16 points, up by 4. 4 3-pointers already.
Yeah, and that's 4 for 6 from the 3-point stripe at 66%, shooting the ball very well. Inside the stripe, they're only shooting 2 for 5, so it's a lot easier work down deep. And I wonder if the Hawks will adjust how they're guarding these shooters. Right now, they're a step or 2 off. They're saying you can have it, and that's basically just to Jared West, who has 3 of these triples. Do you expect to see a little bit more pressure and tempt him driving to the lane and creating for others, or are they going to be happy with him letting them fly from deep all day long?
Well, West can't continue the streak, can he? I mean, he is on the season heading into this game 38% from the 3-point line.
But he has been shooting really well in the last few weeks, has had some clutch shots, and to tell the truth, I thought the same thing about Sam Dempster a couple nights ago, and he kept them going in.
So here's Harris to complete the 3-point play, which he does. So he has 5 points, and the lead is cut back to 3.
And here we see the Hawks applying a little bit of pressure, just trying to cut down the amount of time. And now back in the zone, the Nelson Giants will have to work quickly as the shot clock runs down.
Thompson to Thun, and that 3-point shot doesn't go. Nice strong rebound from Harris.
Nick Trathan just couldn't quite get it out of the corner, but that is his shot.
Harris, nice strong move, excellent play by the Tall Black, and that was a real nice 2 from him.
And shaking his head too, and just letting the crowd know that he does not think Sammy D can guard him. Sam Dempster saying, wait a minute, he's dribbling right into me. He creates that contact. How's that a foul on me? Well, Hiram Harris is going to find contact. And so if you're going to put your body on the line, you want that call. Doesn't get it this time. This is going to be a battle.
Dempster's not happy.
Not happy. He cannot believe that's a foul on him. Feels like he just got plowed over. Great finish physically by Hiram Harris, playing through the whistle, and a chance to tie this one up from the regime.
Back-to-back 3-point plays here for Harris. And that one was a lovely drive to the basket. And he's short that time, and Dempster, bit of redemption there, got the rebound.
Yeah, better late than never, but you still take back that foul.
Here's West. Guarding him a little bit more closely now. Oh, lovely pass, and there's Morning not missing that one.
Really nice opportunity created by Trathan. Pushed off the line, but 2 dribbles and drops it into Morning for the flush on the rim.
Lovely distribution there by the Giants. Good teamwork basketball there. There's Rusbatch. That one's going to drop in.
And Rusbatch, not, as I mentioned earlier, not shooting the ball as he is capable of from the 3-point stripe, but he is doing it so well from inside. Lovely finish shown with a bit of skill off the glass there.
Yeah, 4 points for Ethan Rusbatch. Here's West again for another 3. Oh, that was 3/4 in that one.
Looks a little bit harder with Jared Kenny out there guarding him. He hits 3 in a row. That's what you do. You bring Jared Kenny off the bench and you say, okay, let's see if you can get it off with one of the best defensive guards in the league.
Speaking of Kenny, he's got his hands on the ball now. And it was just come off the leg there of Morning.
Morning with the kick, a good active defense, not letting the pass come in too easily.
It's a 1-point game at the moment. Tightened up a little bit now. I like the way Hawks are building into the game here. Okay, maybe their baskets can come a little harder to come by, Casey, but that's sometimes a good thing early in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think both teams will be pretty comfortable with the offensive looks they're getting. Still feeling each other out, I think.
Oh, lovely stuff from Rusbatch. Some great combinations with Harris.
And unfortunate for Riley Benson in there. Just checks in the game and instantly put into the action. Ethan Rusbatch comes off that screen. Designed play off the baseline. That's who they wanted the whole time. Takes the bucket, gets the harm, heads to the Razine, and this has the third straight three-point play opportunity for the Hawks on the last 3 possessions. They're 1 for the last 2, and let's see if they can get the third one, though.
First time we've seen Hawke's Bay hit the front, too, by 1 point. But some very good play there by Rusbatch. 6 points, maybe 7. Harris leading the scorers for Hawke's Bay with 7 in the game so far. But what a luxury to bring Kenny on, isn't it? You know, we see West heat up early here, and Coach Downer got the luxury of one of the most experienced players running around on the bench today.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's a testament to the man that Jared Kenny is that at this stage in his career, he doesn't come in and say, no, I want to start. I need to play. I need the minutes. I need that. No, he's just like, yeah, I'll come down. I'm happy to come off the bench. I'm happy to do what you need me to do, Coach. I won't shoot. I'll get other guys involved. And what a team man he is now and has been for the better part of 2 decades.
Absolutely. 2-point game now for Hawke's Bay. Benjamin, now West, Morning. Morning looking to put a move on here, and that's a good play again. Those long left arms. Doesn't drop though. Rusbatch has it.
Not an easy shot to make. Still almost got it, but ignites transition in the other way. As you get a foul on Sam Dempster away from the basketball, who is frustrated with the officiating this afternoon. And he will head to the bench with his second personal foul.
Kawa to inbound it for Hawke's Bay. Harris. Okawa back at the top here, working off the screen nearby Harris. Lovely passing from Kenny. Deserved to be finished that play, and the loose ball picked up by West.
Good look at Quentin Bailey. Just couldn't get the shot. But solid offense once again by the Hawks.
Morning on Bailey here. Morning. And he's got the foul off Quentin Bailey.
Yeah, it's a challenge for Quentin Bailey. Certainly got him on the arm late, but played solid defense, forced Trey Morning into the fadeaway, and had he not got an arm with his hand there, I think that would have been a difficult make. And that's a battle that Trey Morning's going to have to win. If they're going to guard him one-on-one, not send help, and he's got that whole side of the court, he is going to have to win that battle this afternoon and not let Bailey be the one who guard him one-on-one. They have to send help so he can create options for his teammates.
So Morning at the line, the Zine line, and he's going at 77% from the free throw line this season. Chance to lock it up here. And that one's going to rattle out, but it's picked up by Nelson. And there's a foul. I think another one goes on Bailey there.
Oh, back-to-back. Unfortunate for him. It won't really affect his minutes. He is a backup guy who's, you know, at most probably looking at 20 to 25, but we will bring Jordan Hunt back in regardless. Unfortunate misses for Trey Morning, but nice to get the ball back and a second chance at it.
It was a good hustle off the ball there by Nick Trayfin.
Trayfin's been affecting games in a lot of different ways this season.
Here's West to Morning. Inserman. West, he's going to unload from there, surely.
He had it. That was the option. Jack Exeter.
The playbook there.
A nice challenge, though. Yeah, the playbook right now is let West bomb.
Here's Hunt from a three-point line, and that one's not going to drop. Uncontested rebound by Thompson. Benjamin again for the Giants.
And the defense is just turning the screws in this last couple of minutes. Buckets are becoming much harder to come by. Physical matchup down there.
Nice shift of the basketball across court. Now Trayton from the three-point line. He's got that one nailed.
Good, solid, patient offense as Kenny and Thompson are all tied up. Thompson lets Jared Kenny know about it. Well, he's barking up the wrong tree there because that's the battle he's looking for. See the middle penetration by Jared. West drawing the defender in. You can't help from one pass away, especially a shooter. And afterwards, the tie-up. Thompson says he's okay. I know Jared Kenny's going to be okay too. But look for the physicality to continue in this one.
Well, what was interesting in the background there, you saw Fitchett really giving it to the referee while they were completing that three-pointer.
Well, that's because he used to get guarded by Jared Kenny. He knows his dirty tricks.
Well, that must be goaltending, surely it is. So 2 points for the Hawks there.
For a second, it looked like he was going to get away with it.
AG gets 2, he's got 6. Missing up by 2, just on a minute to play in this first quarter. Hope you're enjoying this round 9 clash. Beautifully poised. That's a stray, and Hunt, 2 or 3 goes at it before he finally grabbed it.
Almost got Tratham another offensive rebound on the hustle.
Oh, lovely pass. That was excellent work there by Ferguson.
Yeah, Jack Exeter with the drive there, and Tawan AG on the finish, actually. The nice little dime in the interior by Exeter and is off the bench.
There goes AG at the other end. Lovely little pass to him from...
Ooh, it's getting chippy. It's getting chippy, and I like it. We've got AG got a little something to say in the morning. Hiram Harris is in there. We already saw it between Jared Kenny and Sam Thompson.
Well, Exeter was mixing it up too, like a good North Canterbury man.
Hey, if it's worth playing, it's worth fighting for. so might as well get into it. And the Hawks are a physical team. They have been getting under teams' nerves this season. And the Nelson Giants, well, they've been getting under teams' nerves for a few decades now.
North back out there now for the Giants. Here's Tratham, who got his last 3 and gets another crack at it here.
No, it's nearly a last possession, but McNaught goes.
Oh, Kenny almost pinched it there, and it's going to be Nelson ball.
No, it's looking like about 7 seconds on the shot clock, I believe. Or, sorry, make it 9. 9 seconds on this one, so the Hawks will get it back with about 15 seconds late at least. Should have the last shot unless we see another offensive rebound from the Giants.
Almost taken by Harris there.
And he hands it back to him, letting him know I could have had that. Oh, the game within the game.
It's taken another second off the shot clock. Morning. Lovely behind the back pass there. And Morning with the offensive rebounds. Still can't get the putback, and it's still there for the Giants. So they'll now close it out for the quarter. 2
offensive rebounds, not just 1. Looked like Morning got fouled. Regardless, last shot for the Giants.
Can they take the lead here with a 3-pointer? Oh, the pass wasn't quite accurate there to West.
Oh, unfortunate. Really nice, unselfish play, but you got to execute. He did have the look. He could have taken that shot. I don't mind the extra pass, but it has to be on target.
That will end the first quarter, which has been an entertaining and tight one. Nelson with that advantage early, but in the end, it is the Hawks that go to the first break up by 2, 24-22.
Easy first shot, back out to halfway. Matty, you look like you played some basketball before. I thought you told me you couldn't dribble. Second shot's go one more time and I'll send you home with a prize. And you know what? I'll send you home with a prize anyway, Matty. You're making it look good so far. Oh, I jinxed you. Come on, Matty. One more shot. Make it happen. Yes! Round of applause for our friend Matty. Thank you for coming out tonight, Matty. And giving the Cells NBL Steel a go. The Cells NBL Steel is now available at all Cells pizzerias across New Zealand. A combination of 4 famous New York pepperoni, classic cheese, and delicious garlic knots. Lay down with a deal that'll make you drip.
Well, almost time for the second quarter here at Napier. Hawke's Bay leading by 2 at the moment. Leading scorer for them is AG with 8. Harris has 7. Ethan Rusbatch 7 as well. And Rokawa's the only other player to score a point. That layup to start the game, Casey.
Yeah, outside of Daron Rokawa, the other 3 players you're talking about there, they are 10 for 11 from the field for 22 points. What an efficient start for those 3. And that's gotten the Hawks on top of the Giants early in this one, despite the best efforts of Jared West with his 9 points.
Indeed, and all of them are 3-pointers from Jared West as well. Morning has 4, and the only other players to score at the moment, Dempster, Trathan, and McNaught.
Yeah, 15 of the 22 points scored for the Giants are triples. So they are very dependent on the 3-point line right now.
Here come the Giants again with the first possession. McNaught to Morning. Marked by Exeter. Nice speed on that play. That's beautifully done by McNaught, the point guard.
The development of Alex McNaught is just so impressive. Out of high school a couple years ago, he really struggled offensively. He is a tremendous bulldog defender. He will get up and in and causes problems. But we've seen already with a couple of really lovely finishes in the key how much he's worked on his game. And it just really worked his way into a contributor and a starter in a short amount of time is very impressive.
He gets the 3-point play as well. McNaught, of course, just 20, coming out of Auckland as well, a New Zealand under 19 representative a couple of years ago.
And he is really blossoming as a pro in Nelson, as Jordan Hunt can't hold on to it, but somehow it bounces off a Nelson player. AG wanted the bounce pass in there, but just a bit too much mustard on the hot dog for Hunt to hold on to.
Nelson up by 1 at the moment. Look at their starting 5. Interesting to note too that Jordan Hunt hasn't scored yet for Hawke's Bay. Kenny with the inbound pass. There's AG. Post up here on Morning, is he? Kicks it back to Hunt. Not going to drop for him, and there is a nice, easy rebound.
Well done by Samuel Thompson there, digging in, not letting Hunt have it all. Sorry, not letting AG have it by himself, but still challenging the Hunt triple.
Not short on that 3-pointer. Nicely gathered, and here come the Hawks again.
Nelson has been so good in transition in this game, really limiting the easy opportunities for the Hawks.
Exeter, almost a nest. Running it away was McNaught.
They have been active defensively. And don't know if it's really taking its effect on the Hawks just yet. The Giants tend to wear you down with their defensive attention. And then it's down the stretch where it really comes to fruition.
AG here working away on Morning again. Lovely fadeaway, that's a lovely play.
Oh, showing the strength and the touch, just backing down. Morning not really finding a lot of traction there, so goes to the fadeaway, and the soft touch rewarded with the 2.
AG, the first player in the game to get 10 points, and that was a beautiful pass into Trathan.
Nice pass by Thompson, backdoor action, perfectly timed and well finished.
Nelson back in front by 1. Don't know about you, Casey. It doesn't feel like either of these 2 teams is going to get a big lead in this game. It's going to be very interesting to see if that happens. Oh, that's beautiful hands again from Trathan. Here comes West. Well, maybe Nelson might be making a fool of my comment just then.
Well, I don't know. It's not going to be too big a lead that's going to end this thing. It is coming back quickly either way as we take a look at the G.J. Gardner replay. The backdoor, perfect pinpoint precision with the bounce pass. Trathan getting up, and then on the break, Jared West rewarding Samuel Thompson, who's got his fingers in just about everything right now. The Giants using their transition game and half-court execution to burst into the lead. The Hawks need to chat about it. That is a 7-2 run to begin the quarter for the Giants. Nice job by them coming out ready to go.
I think a really good time to call a timeout too from the Hawke's Bay perspective too, Casey.
Yeah, that's a pretty big run that kicked off really quickly there. 7 quick points. He only had the 2, and that was the AG fadeaway. He went back to the fadeaway the second time, which, you know, as a coach, you don't mind the fadeaway once, but hey, the second time, can we get your nose in the rim? Make it, you know, maybe fake, do the step through. But yeah, nice couple of looks. AG, of course, that was his first miss of the game, so he's allowed a heat checker 3. The Giants, they just seem to weather a quick storm. It looks like the Hawks are coming. They're not able to grab control of the game, and all of a sudden, Giants up 3.
It's a nice dynamic at play here. And with both teams tied with Auckland at the top of the table. So the winner of this game will go to the top of the table.
That is correct. That is correct, and that is what they are fighting for. Of course, the top 2 seeds, or the top 2 teams in the league, come the end of the regular season, get a bye in that first round of the finals. So it is ever important to finish top 2 in the top 6.
Rokawa short with that shot, and there's Trathon, who's been very impressive off the bench in this game.
He's really contributing well.
Thompson's fouled. Hunt has conceded the foul there. He really had no option there, Jordan Hunt.
Briefly argued that it was clean, and really easy looks the last few possessions for the Giants. They're finding a lot of success in transition. The Hawks got to do a better job of getting back into it. But a decent look on the other end. I would like to see the Hawks pass that ball around, make this Giants team work a little bit more, but the pressure and the lanes you see can force you to make decisions that you weren't planning on coming out of a timeout.
Maybe one slight difference between the two teams. Nelson looked a little bit more comfortable on the offensive end than Hawke's Bay right now.
I think that's been an issue at times for the Hawks. In the half court, they haven't looked extremely comfortable, as you mentioned. You know, that they do find a lot of success in transition, but in the half court, they're a little bit dependent on how that 3 ball is dropping to really find themselves some space. Otherwise, teams start to pack the paint a bit.
Hunt gets his first points off the game. Let's see if that sparks him up.
Rusbatch with the triple. Just as I speak about it, you need the 3 to find a little bit of room. Ethan Rusbatch finds some room there with that one.
Definitely needed that score there, Rusbatch. And Morning's lost it. Tough pass for him to gather. Here's Harris.
Trathon with the poor decision on that one after affecting the game so nicely the previous possessions. Trying to lob that one to the traffic would have been a near impossible catch. As Harris likes this matchup.
Morning shut the door on any opportunity there, though.
Great help, timely help too. Took away a short too.
Rokawa almost lost it, and then he's running to Trathon. It's going to be Nelson Ball.
How about Trathon?
Very good play.
Getting the block, and then somehow, did he get it off thrown Arakawa to finish it? I couldn't quite see how he kept possession out of his hands. Nick Trathon, on one end, doesn't do the right thing, but comes back right away and makes up for it with a brilliant play defensively. And I don't know, I think your first instincts were right here in this one, Glenn. This is going to be a seesaw battle back and forth all afternoon long.
Feels like it, doesn't it? Oh, there's a poor pass that time. No communication there, but it's actually come off Rusbatch, who's pleading innocence there.
Rusbatch arguing it. Trey Morning was sure that had to have gone off somebody. That was 3 feet off the mark. Alex McNaught didn't argue it immediately. I think maybe he might have gotten away with one.
He got away with one there for sure. There's Thompson. That's too close, and Thompson helps himself to 2 more. He has 5 now.
A little bit of a miscommunication on the screen, and that's why you love baseline out-of-bounds plays. So much action can have there, and a nice move to free himself for the finish.
Rusbatch is astray with that one. 10-5. It's Nelson outscoring Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay just gone a little cold in this quarter.
They need to work the ball around. Too quick a shot there. Make the defenders work. Find a better shot.
Nort in traffic, and here's West. Could have driven all the way there maybe as McNaught now comes through, and that's too cute. And it's been taken by AG for Hawke's Bay.
Solid recovery, but unfortunate turnover by AG here.
Yeah, here comes Thompson again. And Thompson just wondered if that was going to be an offensive foul, but it isn't. And that one's gone on Albertson.
And here we see the nice finish by Thompson just previous to that on the out of bounds up above the rim. Little stutter step for the finish, using his athleticism to get above the rim. But then in transition, rewarded again off the Tawan AG turnover. Quick fashion, right back, counter-attacking. Thompson with the size advantage on Kenny. Straight to the cup. And Nelson looking to build a 6-point lead as Thompson has really been affecting the game in the last few minutes.
Isn't he what? 7 points now for Thompson, maybe 8 here if he can convert this 3-point play from the Racine stripe. She's done. Thompson influential at the moment. Leads as big as it's been now, Casey. 6 points.
And the Hawks need to settle down and run better offense here. Who's going to take it upon themselves to get everybody in the right spots?
Maybe Rusbatch, he seems to have the hot hands in this game.
Albertson from the corner off the bench. What a huge influx there. Jared Kenny leaves after the foul, and Derek Albertson comes right in and nails it.
That's a great shot. Just that a three-pointer, or was it a two? It was a three. So back to a three-point game this morning. That one's hard off the rim and picked off by West.
Oh, Nelson is hitting so much extra possession with the offensive glass.
Morning spins beautifully. Can't get that little left-handed hooker in.
So skilled. Creating nice opportunities, but just a little bit off with the finish.
G with his hands on the ball now. Lovely pass, yes, oh no, Harris.
Wow, well
unlucky.
executed. Really unlucky, you're correct there. Perfectly delivered. Harris just doesn't get the roll. I'll tell you why. The rims in Hawke's Bay are rock hard.
They are indeed. Yes, Thompson. Marked nicely by Albertson. McNaught, good balling, the ball distribution again, and there's a foul.
Harris picks it up. Just a little too aggressive closing out. That will be his second personal foul.
Harris so close there to getting that spectacular play.
No, just these rims, they're tight, man. You got to hit it cleanly off the glass. They do not do you a lot of favors. Occasionally for the home team. But other than that, they are a cruel mistress indeed.
3-point game for the Giants. Thompson 7, West 9. They're the leading scorers. And what's happened there? Foul off the ball. Of those two players are scooting off to the baseline.
Might have been Ethan Rusbatch being a little bit too physical. Yeah, that's what's the conversation. He's bumping Trey Morning coming off that screen, and that is the 5th personal foul. So we are heading to the free throw line for the rest of the quarter. Looked like Jared West was about to sneak in there and take a couple free throws. Yeah.
Nelson don't have any fouls conceded in the quarter at all.
Not a one.
Wow. Don't often see that, Casey.
Well, the Hawks are aggressive, but in the first 5 minutes, you would think if you were Coach McDonough or one of the Hawke's Bay Hawks that maybe we got fouled at some point here. Especially if you think we fouled them 5 times. That would be my entree into the conversation. That would certainly annoy the officiating crew.
Let's see if Nelson might manipulate this foul discrepancy down these last 4 minutes.
Well, they should most definitely keep attacking the rim, put a lot of pressure there, force the Hawks to defend without fouling, because in the first 5 minutes of this quarter, they have not been able to do that.
Morning with those 2 free throws has 7 points. And the lead's back out to 5 as Rusbatch looks to flick the switch. Rokawa from a 3-point line.
Rokawa is the best 3-point shooter on the team by percentage this season. And you give him that kind of space, he is going to knock it down off the dribble or off the catch and shoot.
Well, it feels like Nelson are really dominating this quarter, Case, but it's only a 2-point game.
Yeah, they are controlling the action, but the Bay is staying with them.
Big baskets coming in at just the right time for Hawke's Bay. Here's Morning, shot clock down to single figures. In fact, that's going to drop. No, hang on. It's been waved away. Shot clock has expired.
Oh, that was close. That was just about off in the nick of time. Tyler Marsh getting it to Trey Morning just a tick too late. And that's going to be frustrating for Trey Morning, who's struggling a little bit from the field. In this one, it would have been nice to see that one go down. Just 2 for 8 from the field so far.
Harris, poor pass that time, easily picked off by the Giants. This is Marsh coming down court. Easy to spot with those purple shoes, your favorite color, Casey.
It's the color of royalty, of course it is.
Yes. Jared West. Another 3, not this time, but it's picked off by McNaught. And Marsh again has got it.
Marsh, I would have liked to see him put that one up, had the size advantage.
Oh, lovely basket there from Morning.
Well, speaking of a size advantage and getting it up, there's Trey Morning. Easy as you like. You're not going to defend me. I love the mid-range pull-up. That is how he scores his points, efficiency in the mid-range.
Morning up to 9 points now. Cool with Jared West as the top scorer. Nice fake there. And Rokawa, that's beautifully done.
Well, like I said, off the catch and shoot or off the dribble, creating off the on-ball, finding space. It looks like Mike Fitchett wants a timeout to discuss how we're going to guard this guy, as And the Nelson Giants, you're right, they're playing well. They're shooting efficiently, they're sharing the basketball, they're taking care of it. Just 2 turnovers so far. Shooting not the greatest, but 41% overall. But the Hawks sticking with them, even though they aren't playing at the same level of efficiency. Turning over the ball a little bit more, with 3 not shooting quite as great a shot, but getting it done because they're shooting 51% from the field so far.
That's right, 33% from the three-point line, only helped. In fact, it's just gone up with that last three-pointer by Okawa, just by a couple of percentage points. But it's been a really interesting quarter. The Hawke's Bay, remember, they started this quarter leading by 2. But just as Nelson have threatened to pull away, 5-6 points, maybe get up towards double-digit lead, Hawke's Bay get that vital basket to keep them in touch.
Yeah, occasionally they're getting a little bit outworked, hence the rebound count is in the favor of the Giants, 20-14. 7 of those 20 rebounds are offensive for the Giants, and that's been what sort of catapulted them into the position to grab control of the quarter. But the Hawks kept fighting. They don't double down their mistakes. They recover from them. They make up for it, and that's when they're able to get them right back into the ball game, never letting Nelson get more than 4 or 5 points ahead.
Indeed, you touched on those 7 offensive rebounds to Nelson. Hawke's Bay only have 1 in the game so far.
And this is coming just 1 week after they dominated the Taranaki Airs on the offensive glass and really created a ton of second chance opportunities there. If it doesn't change here in the next 3 minutes, I guarantee there's a conversation at halftime, and we'll see the Hawks with renewed effort on the old glass.
Some really interesting stats, but ultimately it's still just a 1-point game. So this is tight. Biggest lead of the game's been 6 so far to the Giants' west. No gap down baseline there. Here's Marsh. Shot clock down to 6. And Marsh, sweet shot there from Tyler Marsh.
How about Tyler Marsh? Easy as you like, come in with confidence. I'll just break you down off the dribble and hit the difficult mid-ranger.
First 2 points of the game for Marsh. Dispatch and AG. Oh, lovely delayed pass. That was beautifully done.
Tawan AG has been brilliant facilitating for his teammates. Had some backdoor there. He had the lob pass earlier, but creating easy opportunities for the scorers. You'll love to see it.
How good has the scoring from Rusbatch been as we see that three-pointer miss? Rusbatch shooting going at over 80%, and we've seen some layups, but we've seen a couple of three-pointers as well as Harris has fouled, and he's going to go to the line to shoot another couple.
Oh, deadly in transition. Beautiful and kickoff pass to the fast break by Jared Kenny. Off the rebound right to Harris, who immediately catches and goes, puts pressure. A little bit of a mismatch because of that. Marsh trying to match up with him in transition and can't because of the brilliant speed of the spin move. Can't get the finish, but off to the Razine he goes.
7 points for Harris. So 1-point game with 2 minutes left in this first half of this round 9 clash. Sells NBL for 2022.
The free throw line is an area that isn't exactly a strength, and it's not a weakness, but shooting there in the 60 percentages, I believe, off memory. You've got the actual stats there.
56% this season.
So 56. Dropped just a bit. Has picked it up today. He's shooting a little bit better, but that is one of the reasons that he's probably not scoring over 20 a game, is because of that lack of free throw shooting. Is Thompson, did he touch that? That's going to be 2 points. If Sam Thompson touched that before it went in and he didn't knock it off the rim, that's not just 1 point, that is 2 points.
Well, there you go. It ticks over to 43 for Hawke's Bay.
Well spotted.
Now that could be absolutely critical down the stretch of this game, Casey.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing you do try and do in FIBA rules, knock the ball off the rim. But once you hit it, if you don't knock it out, that ball suddenly became a live ball again and no longer a free throw. It is 2.
Well, nice comeback here from Hawke's Bay. They started the quarter leading by 2. They're now back in front by 2. So really good effort from them. They've really fought their way back as Marsh goes close to getting a 3. And I think that's come off AG there.
Yeah, Schwelder checks into the game and was disruptive enough on the glass to force it off AG's hands. Looked like the Marsh shot was going to drop. Schwelger needs to screen the outside of the zone here as Alex McGought's telling him.
Schwelger number 1 there for Nelson. So West has his hands on the ball again. McNaught. Oh, nice move. And that's driven home beautifully.
And blows by the defense of the Hawks as McNaught gets the finish and then forces the turnover on the other end. Alex McNaught always staying involved. And aggressive Jared West had a little something to do with it as well.
McNaught now with 7 points. 1:42 left.
Well, closing this quarter will be huge for either team to grab momentum. Will either team be able to get a little bit of breathing room? 2 or 3 buckets could be great for the confidence.
Thompson might get 3. And nice rebound by AG.
And just no space on the perimeter after the Hawks adjusted.
Kenny, nice positioning there from Exeter on the run.
Tyrone Rukawa, I believe.
So Rukawa again.
Yeah, on the run. He has found a heck of a second quarter here. 3 triples here in the second, and his shooting has changed the complexion of the game for the Hawks.
Don't want to sell Rukawa short of 3 points. Be in deep trouble. Here's Marsh. Nice play into Schwalger, but he's lost it, and Rusbach has it.
Mike Fitchett wants a foul, but not getting it. Looked pretty clean from our angle.
Rukawa again.
Oh, let it fly again. You're feeling it.
He's got his last three-pointers in a row. AG wide open is Rusbach. And Rusbach is deadly again from long range.
Well, there it is. There's the 6-point lead. Back-to-back triples off the turnover for the Giants. They don't get the foul. Tyrone Rukawa creates the first one off a pass from Jared Kenny, and the second one created out of the pass from AG, who has found everybody. Ethan Rusbach lighting it up.
Oh, look, 85% he was shooting before that shot, Casey. Unbelievable performance from Rusbach so far.
He is shooting the ball well, finding a little bit of space from the perimeter, and these shots from deep are so important for him. 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for Rusbach. Him and Rukawa have really put some fuel into the offense here in the second quarter.
What a turnaround from what we saw just maybe 5 minutes ago when Nelson felt like they were going to be kicking clear.
Not sure exactly what the issue is, but it looks like whatever the timeout was called can't be called. Not sure. Well, anyway, maybe it was. Doesn't matter. We're back into it. Ball's going to be on the baseline with the Hawks in that final minute and a half, wresting a little bit of control from the Giants. The Giants have the chance for a 2-for-1. I would expect a slow, methodical possession here. Crucial for them to get a finish in this last 40 seconds and keep the Hawks scoreless.
Rusbach 17 points in the first half. He's been averaging just over 17 a game for Hawke's Bay this season.
He's been waiting to explode. It looks like today is the day.
Important Nelson score here. McNaught. And nice rebound by Schwalger on the offensive end, but is he going to lose the ball? He has. Stolen nicely there by the Hawks.
That's a couple times Schwalger's had it in his hands, but had it taken away. He has to be more concerned with the basketball.
Bartlett got in there and stole it out of him. So here comes Hawke's Bay with the last play. Kenny. And that will end the first half. And what a comeback from Hawke's Bay after they looked like they might struggle in that down the stretch of that quarter, down by 5, but they've come back to dominate. And they go to the break, leading by 6, 49-43.
If you manage to get yourself a tennis ball, come down courtside. This is your chance at $500. And if you think you might be too small to shoot it from the hits hotspot, you need to get an adult who could possibly shoot it for you. But make sure that they give you the $500 if they win it. Who's that contestant? Come on over here. What is your name, ma'am?
Bronwyn.
Right, Bronwyn, have you played any basketball before?
Netball.
Netball, okay, well that might be helpful here tonight. Here's your basketball, I'll take that one off you. You have one warm-up shot. If the warm-up shot goes in, you get $500. So that counts, okay? And then you've got your real shot afterwards. You've got to be standing on the hot spot to shoot it to win. You can have a bit of a run-up, but just don't slip over. But if you want to run and push from your tummy, you're welcome. You can shoot the ball in any way you want. It doesn't have to be a basketball shot. If it goes through, I'll give you $500, Bronwyn. It's a long way. It's pretty far, she said. It is pretty far. It's got to be for 500 though. Let's see you do it. Warm-up shot. Hey, that's a good effort. That is a good effort. Just a little bit harder, and you're going home $500 richer. You want me to stand on that, make sure it doesn't slip on you. Here we go. Shot number 2. Final chance is up. Hey, well done, mate. Thank you for coming out and giving it a go anyway. All right. Let's go back to Hawkie. Let's go for someone from this side. Ma'am, what is your name? Julie. All right, Julie. Here's the ball. You've got to shoot from the hot spot. You've got to be on the pink spot. You can go under legs. You can go overhead. You can go from the chest. However you want to shoot it. As long as it goes through that basket, $500 thanks to Total Oil. Will be
Round 9
yours.
of the Cells NBL here in Napier. Hope you're enjoying the game. If you're a Hawke's Bay fan, you're happy at the moment. 49-43 over Nelson at halftime. But something tells me as we look at these halftime stats, Casey, that this game is far from done.
Not quite finished yet. The Giants have been closing well, and they are not playing well offensively in this one. The Hawks, on the other hand, they are playing great. Only 4 turnovers. They're shooting 4 turnovers for the Giants, but look at the way they're shooting. Ethan Rusbatch, 17. He's only missed 1 shot. The rebounds, Ajee's huge there. Hiram Harris as well. Trathan off the bench. What a way he's affected the game. Sam Thompson as well has been a stalwart there. Both teams really sharing the basketball, but look at the number of players for the Hawks featured in that assist total. They have 11 assists off 20 buckets, more than half their shots created off that.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? How key do you think the fact we haven't seen Dempster after conceding those early couple of fouls?
Yeah, it certainly affected the Giants offensively and defensively, but they were able to weather that storm, and the fact that it wasn't until that late 6-point run that they really felt the effect of his absence. It'll be great to get him back with a really fresh body here in the second half for sure.
Well, Nelson might need him because they trailed by 6 with the third quarter coming up. It's Hawke's Bay leading 49-43. Stay with us. Well, thanks for rejoining us here at Napier. Not too far away from a start in the second half. Hawke's Bay 49 leading Nelson 43. Just remind you again, the winner of this game goes to the top of the table. And we saw that point being given up by Nelson in that free throw. Casey Frank, they just store that away. That 1 point they conceded to Hawke's Bay. And that might come down the stretch to be a very important play, that point being conceded by Sam Thompson, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And that preceded the two quick triples in succession by Arakawa and Rusbatch, and that is the difference now. Both teams regrouping, resting up a little bit at halftime, but the action is going to come back fast and furiously. As
good crowd and two here in Napier in the Curtis Wooten stand.
it is a good crowd. They have been faithfully supporting the Hawks for years and continuing to do so. And it's a little bit easier when you got a team with the quality of this squad.
Look, there's a lot of well-known basketball names in that Hawke's Bay team. Bartlett, Kenny, Rusbatch, all tall blacks. Rokawa as well. Hiram Harris. Real good Kiwi feel to this team.
Most definitely. And their initial plan was to go without imports entirely. Unfortunately, got a little bit of a monkey wrench put in there when Jack Salt had those issues with injury, and he has had to withdraw from the team. Still unknown if he will be back or not. But in the meantime, they are playing a nice high-octane brand of basketball that it will be up to the Nelson Giants to try and slow down in the second half. Mike Fitchett will not be happy with giving up 49 points in the half, especially since it was at 57% from the floor and 46% from the three-point line. Yes, the Giants did a reasonable job on the glass with a 5-rebound advantage there, but if they cannot force the Hawks to find a lower percentage of shooting the ball, it is going to be a long second half.
With some influential players. Ethan Rusbatch, and there's Harris getting close to finishing off a spectacular move there. Thompson's come into the game nicely though for Nelson. Rusbatch leading all scorers at the moment with 17 points. He's only missed once from the field in the game, 7 from 8 shots. And he's having a terrific game. But what about Michael Fitchett and the Nelson Giants? They trailed by 6, Casey. What is going to be, or what should be the focus for the Giants to mount a comeback?
Well, firstly, they have to pick up the defense just a bit. 57% shooting for the opposition just isn't enough. And they haven't forced a lot of steals up to their regular bit. And so if they lift the defense ever so slightly, force a lower percentage shooting, and then pick up the offensive efficiency. This is a game where they only had 7 assists, only made 16 buckets, just shooting 41%. Struggling against the zone after some early shots went in from the three-point line. It would be nice to find a little awakening in Trey Morning inside the key as well. He hasn't been shooting with great efficiency, but he is so vital to them performing offensively.
Yeah, Morning and Thompson really got to create some uncertainty inside, don't they?
And it's difficult to do against the zone. The Hawks overall probably a little bit undersized compared to the Giants, so they're sitting back in that zone for a majority of the half. And overall, the Giants have had it pretty difficult to crack. They've created a lot of good offense in the fast break. In the half court against man, they found a lot of success, but that zone has certainly caused them some problems.
Nelson have got this very good away record this season to protect here. They haven't lost on the road. To preserve that, they're going to have to come back in the second half here.
They are, and haven't lost on the road. Just I believe the Hawks just 2-2 overall at home. I believe they have been road warriors themselves, but this is, of course, the second matchup between these two. Count back. We'll have something to say to it at the same time. So you've got to keep that deficit from the first time these two teams met in mind, which is, of course, 9 points.
That's right. Hawke's Bay winning that opening clash between these two a month ago by 82-73.
And I'm not 100% sure, but I don't believe Samuel Thompson was with the team yet for the Giants, and that was just Tawan AG's second game, so a slightly different makeup of the squads. Right now it's the Hawks who look the more comfortable.
Absolutely. Third quarter underway. Hawke's Bay in the black, leading by 6. Rokawa, Harris, Fast basket here will just be the tonic here for Hawke's Bay, and there's Harris at his best, scrambling away to keep possession.
Shot clock down to 7.
Almost lost by AG. Really messy first offensive set there from the Hawks, and Nelson get in there and disrupt it. Just what they were looking for.
And fortunately, time passed by AG. Hunt just not ready for it again.
There's McNaught off the screen. Thompson won't roll in as Morning hustles for the offensive rebound. McNaught has it. Another chance here for Nelson.
Morning not shooting the ball as well as he'd like, but really affecting the game, especially on the glass.
Morning again. There's a drop from the free throw line, and here come the Hawks.
That's his look. He'll take that all day.
AG. Nice pass from Rokawa, and AG helps himself to the first 2 points of the second half.
Love the work rate by Tawan. AG out hustling everybody down the court and then fighting for the basket immediately. Just not enough white shirts to slow him down.
Thompson. Again, Hawke's Bay's defense working away really hard here. Nelson looking a little indecisive on the offensive end, and doesn't help when Basketbol that are missed.
Something going on that rim. Maybe a little screwed in a little tighter than the other end, because all the buddies are going bouncing on that side.
It's like a trampoline, isn't it? And now that's been lost by Hunt, and Dempster has it. Let's see if they can convert this one. No. And Thompson's fouled, though.
Rustbatch getting pinged for that one, and a good foul there. A short basket. Nice look ahead by McNaught after Sam Dempster forces the turnover. Essentially just by being in the vicinity. Jordan Hunt has had a little bit of trouble with the basketball on a couple of occasions today.
Well, he still hasn't scored, Jordan Hunt, in the game, but Hawke's Bay still lead by 8. So it's a good sign in some respects.
Certainly a good sign for the Hawks. Not what you'd be expecting if you told the Giants the same thing. We've kept Hunt scoreless, and we're going to be down 7 just at the start of the third. That would not be in the plan.
These points are hard earned all of a sudden by the Giants. And Thompson's efficient from the free throw line, rather. He has 10 points in the game, now cuts the lead to 6.
Well, the free throws have been uber important throughout the game for the Giants squad. They are now 8 for 10.
Here's Harris. And that one's defended nicely by Thompson.
Oh, Thompson showing the athleticism on that deflection.
Well, at both ends, he's really working away nicely, and there's 2 more points. Sam Thompson really single-handedly keeping the Giants in here. AG at the other end's going to help himself to 2, though.
AG running the floor, and that's the counterattack by the Hawks. After Samuel Thompson really getting himself involved in this game, the Hawks just relentless in transition.
Dempster. Nice pass to Thompson. He's got that hot hand, creates space for himself beautifully, and Morning can't tidy up. Thompson from three-point line. That one's well off target.
Oh, unfortunate possession there for the Giants. Great looks, just couldn't finish.
Rustbatch, lovely.
Oh, I love the step through. What footwork shown in transition. And the Hawks off to the races, finding success. The Giants, so many great opportunities. They're missing point-blank shots. Just got to convert.
Morning and Thompson guilty of that time. Here's West. He all of a sudden is not looking to fire the guns from three-point line, is he?
West has not really been involved in this one, but tell you who has been. AG in the post, running the lane.
Double teamed on that occasion. And there's Harris. And that's going to roll in for 2 more for Hawke's Bay.
Well, the quick drive, and Mike Fitchett has seen enough. Just like that, a 10-point lead, 57-47.
Well, they've added 4 to their margin at halftime. Casey and I, first 3 minutes here after halftime, Hawke's Bay have been very good indeed.
Yeah, they're pushing the pace. Off to the races. The Giants, normally excellent transition, haven't been able to set up that wall defensively because the Hawks aren't taking the ball out of the basket. And if you're not scoring, it's going to be tough to keep a team that runs as relentlessly as the Hawks from getting the advantage here and there. But the key is not to let these spurts go unheralded. That is a quick run just there by the Hawks. The Nelsons, the Giants, they have to answer. They have to find a way to get the ball in the bucket. And somebody's going to have to wake up. Jared West has not scored Since that initial onslaught from three, Sam Dempster, 3 points, only hit the first shot of the game, hasn't scored since. Samuel Thompson has continued to get himself involved, but he's just 4 for 12 from the field.
It just feels like, too, Casey, that Nelson are not keen on firing from the outside at the moment either.
Well,
It's all the shots are coming from Mourning and Thompson under the basket.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't be super keen if I was just 5 for 21 either. They're shooting under 25% as a squad. That's that 23% from the three-point line right now. But it's not. The offense is creating good shots. It's just finishing. We've seen 3 or 4 layups missed already here. That would cut the game right down to 4 points.
Well, they've just got to keep believing the Giants as McNaught tries to float one in and does so effectively there. 9 points to him.
Nice to see him scoring well again, taking advantage of the defense. Keen and all of the guys. But he's going to have to do it to greater effect to counter this quick explosion offensively by the Hawks.
They have to work really hard on defense too, and that's a good start by West. It's a half-court violation.
Look at the defense of Jared West, just harassing Tyrone Arakawa, who's asking for the foul, but will not get it. Physical play by both teams. I think the refereeing crew has done an excellent job of controlling what's been at times a feisty matchup.
Oh, Nelson's hard yards to come back, but they're still within touch here as McNaught coming nicely into the game. Good ball, hands just let Thompson down for a fraction there. West.
Did he get it off? He did not. Violation called.
So another win there for the Hawke's Bay defense.
Yeah, when you recover on a back door like Thompson had and take that away, it does discombobulate the offense. They don't know exactly what to get off. Look at the defense again from West.
Okawa getting some help from Hunt that time, and Harris has lost it, and that's going to be another half-court violation.
Defensive intensity is the answer for the Giants. They have to lessen the efficiency of the Hawks. They've done a decent job of that here in the quarter, having held the Hawks to just 8 points overall. The problem is they've only been able to score 6 themselves. They've got to find some offensive answers.
Mourning and Thompson. That's a nice pass to McNaught. Kicks it out to West. West is going to try and flow it home. He's got the foul. He's got a 3-point play. That's the ticket.
Well, you see how the Hawks are basically just daring the Giants to shoot the 3 right now. They are collapsing on all drives. Jared West gets that kick out there and doesn't settle. He gives a shot fake, drives, gets the contact, puts it in, and has a little convo with Ethan Rusbatch on his way to the stripe to shoot from the Razine. And if he hits this, cuts it back down to 5. The Giants not going away just yet.
Absolutely, yeah. It's intriguing the way this is unfolding. And there's too much talent in that Nelson team, isn't there, Casey, for them to get hammered in this game. And West, again, missing that one. Now Hiram Harris. AG for the Hawks. Almost losing it there for Hunt. Harris again. Working away nicely, Nelson this time, and it's going to be Hawke's Bay ball.
I see the Giants arguing that it was AG who hit it last, but there were 4 white jerseys around, so it can be forgiven. Not a lot of time on the clock. We're down to around 5 left on the shot clock, so they're going to have to get it up pretty quickly.
Kenny to inbounder. AG going to fade away on Mourning. Doesn't get the roll though that time, and Dempster got it.
Well, they have strung together a lot of great defensive possessions here. They need to continue to convert on the offensive end.
It's been real grind this third quarter so far, halfway through it. Here's Dempster. Nice! That helps himself to 2 easy points there.
Sees part for Sam Dempster as he puts the ball on the floor. Almost like the defenders ran away in shock.
He has 5 points in the game. Lead all of a sudden back to 4. Here's Kenny again. Oh, Dempster took a dive there.
Ball stays with the Hawks. Jared Kenny looking for a flop warning. I don't know, looked like some contact from my viewpoint.
The whistles were not blown by any of the officials.
Once again, a low shot clock, under 10 for the Hawks.
Looks like 6.
About
Is that a 6?
Around about 8 seconds, 6 to 8 seconds. Our view is obscured. You get the same one that we have off the TV screen.
Let's see here. What's Bacon do here? Nelson got to work away hard again. Rokawa with a quick shot this time. Oh, yes, nicely finished.
Well, that's the second time they've been burned by the exact same play. Earlier in the game it was Rustbatch. That time with Rokawa, who continues the hot shooting.
There's 13 points. Alex McNaught. You get Morning involved here. Dempster. This offense looking a little bit sluggish on this play. And there's a foul. That was good work from Hawke's Bay, but right near the end comes the foul.
And the Giants have found a lot of success moving without the basketball on the penetration of their teammates. And this time was Sam Dempster with a timely cut, bailing out Nick Knott to be able to try and get it up. Foul called. Dempster goes to the Razine to try and hit a couple and keep the Giants within touch distance.
Let's look at a more settled lineup with Dempster out on the floor.
He's vital to them on both ends. I think offensively, his skill set so important to them running smoothly, his leadership as well. And on the defensive end, he really does junk things up. He's a multi-positional defender. As I said, vital to the hopes of the Giants.
He's a good free throw shooter too. He's going at 88% this season, and he has 7 points in the game. And once again, we're back to 4.
The Giants sticking around, got that alligator blood.
There's Harris, double teamed. Nice play. Is that going to roll in? It is.
Bailey with the roll.
It's very nice.
Touches every part of the rim. Speculative little finger roll at best, but it goes in. Foul on Kenny called up top.
Looked like it went. Just trying to see what went on there. Was that on Dempster? Or McNaught?
That was on Jared Kenny.
Jared Kenny, yes, of course.
Yeah, it's called on Jared Kenny, just active on Alex McNaught bringing the ball up.
Thompson to inbounder. West. Bad position there's Rokawa. Oh, a lovely pass. And Thompson finishes with authority.
Well, once Rokawa was on the back of West, he had his entree of options, and he chooses fast-cutting Thompson on the dunk.
See if Nelson can get another stop here. Hunt not going to get that one in, and it's been taken away by Nelson. It's Trathan.
That kind of day for Hunt. He can't get anything to drop. Trathan doing good work.
He's just lost it. Was he fouled there?
He was hammered. I can't believe they didn't blow the whistle earlier. The Hawks say, oh, what are you calling that for? He created himself, but from the angle we had, it looked like he had the ball in hand and it was contact that forced it out of it. Not sure if we have a replay available or not, but either way, it doesn't matter. The call will stay the same.
What about Trathan, though, Casey? How much of a live wire has he been in this game?
He's really affected the game nicely. I think there's been a couple of, brain explosions where he's had a bad pass here or there, but overall, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He's really affected it nicely, and it's been the timeliness of some of those makes and rebounds.
Well, if I'm Michael Fitchett, I'm happy with Trathan's performance in this game to this point.
Each and every game, somebody's got to step up for them off the bench to create, and more often than not this season, Trathan has been there when they've needed him most.
He gives it a crack, and he has 7 points now.
And then we take a look at the Trathan rebound, and I can see why Hiram Harris is a little bit in the wrong place, wrong time, but Trathan did have the basketball, and that's the difference.
Rokawa from three-point line. That one's short. And Thompson's got the ball.
And suddenly, the patience is on the end of the Giants. The Hawks forcing things up a little quickly.
Absolutely, they're looking a little edgy. Nelson grinding their way back into this contest as West has it. Harris marking Thompson there. Thompson trying to weave some magic. Oh, that was kissed off the glass beautifully.
Shot clock running down, finding the softest of touches off the glass.
Thompson really coming into the game now for Nelson. He has 16 points.
He finds a way to get his finger in the pies and really affect things.
Harris.
Defensively again.
It was lost by Bailey, and here comes West. And that one's rejected, no foul, and Kenny's got it.
Huge block by Hunt there.
Rokawa with a quick three-pointer, but he's had it deflected out of court. It's all happening.
No, why did Bailey save it? It was deflected, it was blocked out, and Bailey touched it when it would have stayed with the Hawks. Rokawa asking him, why did you go for that one? That was our ball.
Now, body language now is very positive on Nelson's bench.
Hey, it's a seesaw game. It's back and forth up to down the stretch. Both teams are going to be right in this one.
Just trying to think how big that lead was at one point. Was it 10 points? Just trying to think, it was at least 8 at one point, wasn't it? As we see Nelson haul their way back, could take the lead here, but that was short by West, and it's been picked up by Harris.
The biggest lead for the Hawks was 10 points earlier in this one.
A really good comeback by the Giants.
They have clawed their way back into it. Jared West can't believe that foul call. But the ball will be on the baseline because that is the first foul of the quarter for the Giants once again.
They have not been giving up fouls in this game.
They're extremely well disciplined. Mike Fitchett has this team
extremely well disciplined in quotation marks.
Extremely well disciplined. He has coached this team up very well. I mean, they don't make mistakes. They just don't beat themselves, and that is the case here again today. Well, that's going to be a foul on Mourning, I think. And he doesn't like it because he's just trying to bump him out of bounds, but I think well sold by Hiram Harris. It's a battle down low.
Well, back-to-back fouls there for Nelson. Rokawa. Nice clean ball that time for Harris. Rokawa inside to Bailey. Nice quick spin move there by Bailey, but Thompson had his measure.
Oh, look at Thompson. Look at him
there.
All over the place. Bailey refusing to grab the ball. Thompson with the block and forcing the turnover. Great job. Scored now.
Thompson, lovely pass to Mourning. He's hammered, but no call.
Yeah, foul called. Sam, thank goodness. I was going to say, we got to call one of these. They're getting smashed inside. How about on the other end? Sam Thompson. His timing defensively has been stellar. That apparently was his first block of the game. But he's got 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 16 points. Hooked up Mourning here. He won't get a stat for it, but he created the opportunity for Mourning to take the lead from the Razine, which he does.
Wow, this is some comeback. We're down by 6 at halftime, down by 10. And they can't get the second one. So here come the Hawks again.
Oh, Trayton hammers. And looks like that shoulder that was affected early on when he got fouled by Hiram Harris is in even worse shape now. As he tried to read the lane, and he did, but when he went through it, there was a body there.
He's a tough Roos. He'll carry on, won't he? There he is there.
Saying, sorry, I tunneled you.
Oh, McNaughton's just saying, come on, mate, do some circles in your shoulder, you'll be sweet.
Stretch it out. Well, the good news is it's not the shooting hand. You just got to hold the ball straight.
He's going to carry on, Trayton. So Kenny to inbound it. This is a beautifully set up game heading into the final quarter. With just a minute left in quarter number 3 now. Russ Batch, he's gone a bit quiet, hasn't had the opportunities, and he's had it stolen. And here's Trayton. The shoulders come right very quickly. And now West.
Stingy defensively there, just physically defending the ball handlers.
West just soaking up a bit of time as he looks for a good set play here. Oh, that was uncertain, and he's paid the price as Harris slapped it away.
Begging for the foul, but that's going to stay begging. Oh, Trayton again.
It's just hit the baseline, so it's going to be Hawke's Bay ball. Trayton wandering away. Look at him. He's just absolutely forlorn, but he is giving it absolutely everything. It is all set up for a beautiful finish to this game. Every play's going to be critical. There's Harris. There'll be one more play left in this third quarter after this one, at least. Rokawa, Harris looks to put a move on Thompson, and that foul might have gone on Morning, in fact.
Things have gotten really grindy here in the third quarter. A total of 31 points scored, and that's a 7-point deficit in the favor of the Giants, 19-12. It is really slowed down. The physicality taking a step up. No easy looks by either team being allowed.
Well, every play is critical now in tight games. Had the feeling it's going to be close. And credit to the Giants for their comeback in this third quarter.
And there's the unfortunate free throw percentage kicking in. Never a bad foul.
Interesting to see
thinking.
Nelson now right there in the bonus as well, Hawke's Bay. So Nelson's really, after a very disciplined first 6 or 7 minutes, taken the opportunity to come back with their fouls.
Well, to be fair, I don't think it was that they weren't fouling. I think it's just that they were getting whistled.
Exactly. Okay, so here's the last play now of the third quarter. Can Nelson go to the break with the lead? Good defense by Hawke's Bay so far. 4 seconds left. Blocked. And Nelson never even got close to a good look there, Casey.
Wow, AG looked like an eclipse on the sun.
Yeah,
Jared West there. It was not even light was getting through that one. Jared West has struggled to get his shot off with consistency this evening.
Oh, Thompson can't quite get it in for the miraculous play to end the third quarter. So it's quite apt in many ways that we're locked up with 10 minutes to play. It is 62 apiece here in Napier. Well, we've got an exciting conclusion coming up to this match here in Napier. 62 all. A lot to like about these two teams, a lot to like about this game, full stop. And now, of course, lots of drama coming in the fourth and final quarter, Casey Frank.
Yeah, this is when it all comes to the stage. Both teams have been really putting everything on the line. But it's closing time now, 10 minutes. Will the Hawks be able to reignite that offense that slowed down precipitously in the third, or will the Giants continue to just squeeze every bit of life out of this game in the half court on both ends?
Absolutely. It was a low-scoring quarter in some respects. Only 13 points scored by the Hawks in that quarter. So 19-13 to the Giants. So let's see what happens with 10 minutes to play. Who's going to seize this game by the scruff of the neck? Grab top spot in the Cells NBL. That's the reward for the winning team in this game. So we see Marsh with his hands on the ball. Almost lost it there by Rokawa. Shot clock under pressure now for Nelson.
Just 2 seconds left.
Thompson gets a shot away, but it wasn't a pretty one. Marsh has picked up the rebound.
Did that hit the rim? I guess it did.
Must have.
Wow, it is
No
a lot
buzzer.
of contact down low. No blood, no foul.
Well, Marsh didn't think it obviously hit the rim because he just immediately put a shot back up, didn't he? Maybe he got adrenaline. Here's Exeter. Can't find the hoop from downtown. Now there's a whistle. And what's happened here?
Not quite sure what the issue is. Are they discussing something?
They're going back to that last one, which didn't hit the rim, Casey.
We have a wet spot. That's the issue.
It wasn't anything suspicious at all.
Well, you never know.
Well, exactly.
It seems like a suspicious wet spot to me.
62 all. Leading scorer in the game still Ethan Rusbatch with 19 for Hawke's Bay, and Sam Thompson leading the scoring for Nelson here, 16. Rusbatch has still only missed one shot in the game, but he only took one shot in that third quarter.
Yeah, the offense ground to a halt for the Hawks. They just weren't really able to find a lot of freedom at any stage there. But because they came in with that little cushion, they're still right there down the stretch.
Dempster. Key part for Nelson. Oh, he's back in the contest after sitting down with two early fouls. Nelson really came back with him on the court. But again, hard defense being played by Hawke's Bay here. Thompson, can he find a way through? No. And there's the rebound by Hiram Harris.
Another good look, but they can't convert. Good enough defense to force the miss and retaining possession with the rebound.
What can Hawke's Bay cook up here? Rokawa didn't take the shot. AG from three-point line, no good. And it's been won by Hawke's Bay. AG in plenty of space now, and he'll flick that one home.
Hey, a bucket. First one in 1:40. It's not all defense. We got a little bit of offense. Can the Giants respond?
Dempster. West again. Real grindy game now, isn't it? Dempster. It's on target.
Well, Sam Dempster, what a time to get his second made triple of the game and give themselves a 1-point lead.
Long time between them, wasn't there? That was the first three-pointer. Was right at the start of the game. Wilson by one. Kenny doesn't take the three-point attempt as Harris. He's double, triple teamed. Harris in trouble.
Oh, my. That looked like good defense.
As he twisted his ankle there, Hiram Harris. Harris, they will not want to lose him, the Hawks.
Not 100% sure who that foul was. If that was West, that's his third. And if it was Dempster, the same. Sorry, if that was West, it's his second. If it's Dempster, it's his third.
Well, Harris at the line. Now, he's not the most reliable free throw shooter, as we've already discussed.
Let's see if that rears its ugly head once again. Not today, Satan, says Hiram Harris. I will be hitting this Rosine free throw.
Well, this is his fourth trip to the line, though, in the game, and he hasn't got two in a row so far. And that streak will continue, but...
Who's the foul called on? Trey Morning. Interesting.
AG loves it.
And he is letting them know about it. Trey Morning, calm under pressure. Now, it's not often you see the guy with inside position boxing out get called for the foul, so I'm not 100% on that one. Marsh called for the foul there on Rusbatch.
There's been some more off the volley action, Casey.
Yeah, he had the clamps on him. 2 hands around the hips while Rusbatch was trying to run.
So a couple of early fouls in this final quarter for the Giants. Again.
And the switch defensively for the Giants, Marsh off Rusbatch.
AG on Morning. Resume their battle, and that one's won by the Giants.
Man, and making things difficult in the scoring department for the Hawks.
West gives it to Dempster. West with a good look here. He buries it.
Oh, and AG contested. West lets him know you're not long enough to get that one every time. Huge triple for West down the stretch again.
Was indeed, and Harris in trouble. Oh, somehow he found Exeter.
Wow, what a find by Hiram Harris there. Looked like he was in trouble, as you mentioned, but finds a way out of it.
Morning now with a good look. Oh, was there no foul there? AG with a clean block from behind. Now he's in real trouble. Morning got a beautiful pass to Thompson.
Wow, how about that? Trey Morning looked like a dunk for sure. I'm not sure who's up there living on the rim, but it's got to be a ghost because he is knocking away buckets that look like sure things all the time.
Well, spectacular play at both ends of the court. Back basket. Thompson now leads all scorers in the game with 18. Rusbatch in trouble here. Exeter just salvaging it. Good defense by Marsh there, and no fouls conceded. They almost did the hard work there, Nelson.
Got to get a shot up. Shot clock down to 2. AG stepped on the baseline, and that is a turnover.
Oh, hard defense again, played by Nelson.
They have just been in the right place at the right time, possession after possession, all afternoon.
And a timeout's called, and Nelson have that three-point buffer. With 6:30 left in the contest.
You know, down the stretch of this one, it just feels like both teams are going to start picking up the efficiency. I know that defensively, it looks like nothing's going right now. It's getting really tight, but I think both teams in this last 6.5 minutes will look to pick it up, and we'll see the scoring just tick up just a little bit as things get a little tighter down the stretch.
Well, it only takes one or two plays to get hot. Oh, there's Trathan with ice on that shoulder. Don't know if we're going to see him again based on that shot.
Either he's ready for the beach or he's ready for something else. But right now, yeah, that does look like his day is done.
No, if he's ready for the beach in the middle of winter, there's something seriously wrong with him.
We're all ready for the beach in the middle of winter, aren't we?
No, not me, mate.
God, he's looking for it.
Other than maybe a walk on the sand.
Now, question, why is the jersey off just to get the ice cap on the shoulder? I mean, you could just put it under the jersey, mate.
That's true.
You don't have to take off the whole thing. And that's looking like that collarbone that on some players can occasionally pop out of place.
Yeah, let's hope it hasn't.
Well, if it has, you know, normally you pop it back in. It's just the soreness that you're dealing with. So not sure if that's a issue that Trathan has been fatigued with. But either way, no jersey for him for the rest of this one.
Maybe he got a knock on the joint or something. Let's hope it's not serious. The shoulders can be niggly.
They certainly can.
So here we go again. With Nelson now looking to build on this three-point lead. This is Jared West.
Nelson needs some breathing space because the Hawks are coming.
Thompson might provide that breathing space. Doesn't roll in, and there's a jump ball there.
Morning and AG has been a battle. Play in, play out. They are beasting each other down there in the post. And I like it. Keep those whistles away. Morning tying up possession and retaining possession for the Giants. Oh no, they've switched it around. Hawks ball on the jump ball on the possession era.
Come back. Who's winning that battle, do you think, Morning or AG? Pretty close.
Pretty even.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think the guy that ends up winning that battle this quarter is going to be on the team that ends up winning the game.
Yeah, fair call. Bokawa. Here's Harris. Harris coming forward with urgency. Getting a little bit more life and maybe to this offense. Maybe speed of the pass.
Well, statistically speaking, Morning shooting 3 for 14, so I got to give the nod to AG right now.
He's got more points for sure, 16, hasn't he? AG. And there's a foul again on Nelson. So again, the fouling situation is an interesting development here with Hawks conceding more fouls early in the last two quarters, but now Nelson getting the calls against them.
And not too far away from the bonus now. And the Hawks getting the benefit of the doubt, which if you were to ask them, they probably said, we should have got that the first 3 quarters. We're at home.
Yeah. Big free throw here. Hit free throws for Harris, and again, he can't get the job done.
And this is why you don't mind fouling them. You're happy to be trading a point per possession if you can get things going on your own on the other end.
There's a Rosine stripe kind of for Harris this time. Not this time either. So here's West once again. West just pulls up for a three-pointer, and it's nowhere near, and Thompson can't get that one. Rosbach looking to get play underway quickly. Harris. Exeter has almost lost it, but he gathered it beautifully back to Rokawa.
Yeah, he's got to like this matchup. Oh, nice kick. Can Exeter hit? No, it's just closed.
Nice offensive rebound taken by AG, though. He puts it in for two more.
AG doing the yeoman work down low. 18 points for him to go along with his 9th rebound on the precipice of a double-double.
Oh, Morning. Play on's the call, and then we saw a foul from behind by AG.
I'd be arguing for an unsportsmanlike on that one. There's no play on the ball. He grabbed him from behind. There's got to be a flop warning on Exeter as well.
Well, you wonder if those are the two referees are discussing that possibility right now.
Be the flop warnings. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Unsportsmanlike, because you can't just grab a guy from behind like that. And I believe there should be a flop warning given to the Hawks as well. Yeah, there's the flop warning told. Exeter told flop warning, so it wasn't a sniper that took him off his feet when Morning came to the
Thank
tank.
goodness for that.
What a possession here. Morning free throws. Hits the first, and the free throw line has been reasonably kind to the Giants today. They're 14 for 18. Morning himself 5 for 7. Make it 6 for 8.
He has 12 points on the game, and Nelson get the chance to build on the three-point lead.
Big possession here for the Hawks. Breathing space is at a premium. Might as well be playing this game on Mars.
West getting hustled here by Exeter. Here's Morning, and they do capitalize, don't they? They push that margin out to 5.
Now a little pressure on the Hawks, and you see them increase the pace in response.
Oh, Rosbach, that's beautifully read by Thompson.
Thompson with his second block of the game. Takes that one straight out of the sky as Rosbach trying to sell the call, but no buyers in the gray shirts today.
Here comes Rokawa, a much needed basket for the Hawks there.
Look at the elevation and the hang. That might as well be a patented finish for Rokawa.
Dempster. Nelson with this three-point lead, under 5 minutes to play in this game now. West has it smashed out of his hands. Here's AG coming forward in traffic. Rokawa settles it down. Nice play from him.
AG, brilliant defense. Does he get rewarded on the other end in the post?
Get around, and the fadeaway, it's short. And Thompson almost has it pinched out of his hands. Brilliantly there by Harris.
Oh, I love the fight by Hiram Harris.
Wow, it's going to be Nelson ball.
And AG, don't think he had to go with the fadeaway there. If I was him, I would have powered up through the rim, but looked like he predetermined that move. He had so much space after he spun to the middle, tried to create a little bit more of it. And due to that, came up a bit short. And just a reminder of those fouls. Every foul by the Nelson Giants will be free throws. The Hawks can be extremely physical and try and get away with a few.
Here's Thompson. Doesn't get the timing right on that little teardrop shot, almost stolen. Here's Dempster with a good look at a three, and he doesn't make any mistakes again.
Sammy D from 3. Timely. Always timely with the triples. He hit the first one, and he's had a couple here in the fourth quarter, a long time between drinks, but the breathing space the Nelson Giants were looking for is coming along nicely here in the fourth. Under 4 minutes to play. What are the answers for the Bay?
Well, remember, Hawke's Bay led by 10 midway through that third quarter, Casey Frank.
Well, here in the fourth, only 9 points to the Giants' 15. Just 22 total in the second half. They scored 24 and 25 in the 2 quarters in the fourth, so it has absolutely ground to a halt for them down the stretch.
Oh, how do they turn it out? How do they turn it around in these last 3 minutes 53?
Well, for me, it's pace. They have to pick up the pace. Right now, the Giants are really grinding it out in the half court. I'd look for a double. I'd try and force a turnover, get in those passing lanes, because the passes have been pretty dicey. But once they get that ball, got to grab, got to go, got to put pressure on the rim.
And they've really tied up Ethan Rusbatch in the second half too, haven't they? 17 points to Rusbatch in the first half, just 2 in the second.
Yeah, that's absolutely cannot go without mention, the way that they have turned their attention to him and slowed him down after that 17-point first half. It has been much rougher going here in the second half.
Jared Kenny. Can he cook things? Jordan Hunt, who's had a very quiet game. Here's Rusbatch. Again, you can see Dempster and Thompson all over him very quickly. Here's Kenny, kicking it back out to Exeter. Lovely play from Exeter to get 2 more. He's on 4 points for the game.
Well, a timely finish on the floater. They need somebody else to step up to draw some defensive attention away from the guys that are being focused on right now in Rusbatch and Hunt.
West kicks it out, McNaught. Big play coming here. And the offensive rebound by Morning. Nicely done.
A huge rebound and putback by Morning there as they continue to put pressure on the scoreboard. Can the Hawks answer again?
Well, Hawke's Bay needs stops now. Big time at the other end of the court, and they need to execute their plays. Kenny's just going to pull up for a big 3, and it doesn't drop. Michael Fitchett happy.
Really, really needed that one, and now look for the Giants to slow things down. Had that one been hit, it's a completely different game, but now they can be extremely patient.
That's what they're doing. Nice play from Dempster. Composure is key now for Nelson to close this one out. West with the miracle.
Huge shot there. The high archer touching it all. What do the Hawks do in response? Wow, look at the defense, just so extended. The Hawks got to work faster.
Well, make no mistake, that was a massive basket from Jared West.
Well, the Hawks trading 2 for 3 there as we get a replay of the Rainmaker that finds its way in.
That was a magnificent shot. Now Morning with 2 more, and that might just about be enough to ice this game.
All of a sudden, the Giants find a little offensive explosion and a 9-point lead with it. No timeout just yet for the Hawks. Can they respond? They have to do it quickly.
Harris. And Kenny has got the foul from McNaught. No basket.
Good foul there, but it is free throws to Jared Kenny. Took away a shore 2, but stops the clock, allows the Hawks to set up their defense.
Jared Kenny, he's that glue player, hasn't got any points, but just comes up with some key plays when needed. He's going to need more of that over these last 2 minutes.
Got to have these free throws, otherwise it's a done deal. There's still life in the Hawks. A wee bit of it.
Well, they can't really let Nelson score again, can they, Casey?
Not ideal to let them score again.
Jared Kenny misses the second, and Thompson comes up with the ball. Hawke's Bay needs stops. Can't let the Giants score here. But the Giants have got the clock as their friend here, and as you can see, West is soaking some valuable seconds up. Dempster puts up a shot. Morning in there trying to win the ball. A real scramble for it. And it's picked up by Kenny, but again, precious seconds lost there for Hawke's Bay. Hunt's lost the ball, but the foul is given.
No
foul.
Blown whistle to wipe down the court in the wet spots. That will do it. That's a wrap, I think, on this one.
Well, Hawke's Bay had this game.
They were in control.
Under control.
But the second half, the screws were put on at halftime. They were shooting 56 for all. They're still shooting a high percentage. It's become more difficult from the 3-point line. They've cut that down there. still really dominating the glass. The Giants have an 8-rebound advantage there, but
I just think the volume of shots. Nelson have had 76 field goal attempts in the game, Casey, and Hawke's Bay have only had 60.
yeah, that 16-shot differential is the difference. And then when you look at the free throws to toss in it, 15 for 19 for the Giants, 6 for 13 for the Hawks. And you add those two statistical categories together, and that is why we have an 8-point deficit going down the stretch now.
Yeah, here's Dempster. Yeah, that free throw missed by Jared Kenny a moment ago was the first one made by the Hawks outside of Harris in the game. Here's Thompson. Again, soaking the time up. That's all the Giants need to do now is treasure the ball, get that shot clock right down before putting up a shot.
Well, that's not it. The Hawks are playing for the countback. They've got the 9-point advantage in this. So right now they're down 8. They need this countback with the Giants, hence why everybody's locked into this possession in an 8-point game. They have to have this. That is going to be so key when it comes to.
So this is what you're talking about there, the countback, is whether down the end of the season, if two teams are tied on the same amount of points, it goes on the head-to-head margins, which we know, of course, Hawke's Bay won the first one by 9 earlier on, and now with Nelson leading by 8 here.
So overall, think of it as the game within the game, the Giants are actually down 1. In this game, they're up 8, but overall, between the two games, they're down 1, and they need a bucket here to go up 1, to which the Hawks will have to respond to hope they can get that home court advantage at the end of the year.
It's really interesting, isn't it? And again, I'm going to harp on about it again, Casey, that 1 point. That 1 point in that free throw earlier on in the first half by Sam Thompson, when he went for that free throw miss and just touched it before it dropped in to concede that bonus point.
And that could end up being the difference between a home court semifinal and not a home court semifinal, as they're all being played in the same place, but a bye in that first round of 6, or playing and having to win 3 games in 3 days.
Yes, and if Thompson hadn't have done that, the score would be 84-75 right now. But who knows what might unfold in these next 51.3 seconds.
All about execution down the stretch.
Of course, Nelson do have a chance here to get up to a 10-point lead. Nice pass from West out to Dempster. And now West can settle it down again. Getting pressured there by Rokawa. Remember, Hawke's Bay have one more foul to give up.
Not the worst foul. It shortens the game. Instead of stretching it out, it's going to be Nelson ball on the sideline again. But I believe that will be their last foul to give. I think that was the 4th. So now 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Again, Nelson can really... And there was the deliberate play. He was looking to get the ball in, and there's a foul. That was ugly inbounding play there by Nelson.
Well, Thompson ran out of time, tried to throw it off the leg. It somehow didn't bounce backwards. West, once again, in everything. Just everywhere at all times. And that will be the 5th team foul. So he will now be shooting from the Razine. And a chance on this first one to match the deficit.
What the heck happened there, Casey? I mean, that was a little unlucky from Hawke's Bay, for Hawke's Bay to concede a foul there, wasn't it?
Yeah, good defense being played. As we see Hiram Harris check out of the game. I think a little concerned about him just getting fouled on the catch. Smart sub there.
And Jared West at the line.
And you see it's showing 4 fouls on the screen, but that was the 5th team foul for the Hawks. Just a little delayed on the stats. There we have it there. And there it is, the first make, a 9-point lead, and tied in the big game.
Wow.
Oh, and Jared West is going to have to sub out because he's bleeding.
Oh, no.
He's got blood on the elbow. And so I'm not sure if it's a forced sub or they can tend to the blood for a second.
Get a bandage on it, maybe?
Forced substitution. He cannot stay in the game. Fortunate for the Giants that he shot that first one before it got noticed. Now we got an ice-cold Riley Benjamin checking in.
They're going to take the second free throw.
He has not played a ton today.
Ben Simmons a 70% free throw shooter.
Well, let's see if he's got ice water in those veins.
Still a bit to play out with 41 seconds to play. Can't get it done. And now Exeter forcing the play again. Kenny can't lay that one in. And Thompson now. Hawke's Bay.
Oh, it's a jump ball.
Yeah.
That will stay.
It'll be Nelson's ball, won't it?
What? It's just
Hawke's Bay
getting
had the last one.
a little gamesmanship there. Nelson needs to stay away from that. Jack Exeter, I thought for a second, looked like he might have baited Thompson into a technical. Timeout to the Giants, as we'll just stretch this one out a wee bit.
Michael Fitchett, smart call from him. We just want a nicely executed play here. Nelson still need 2 more points.
Nelson just, yeah, it's
One,
not enough
really.
to just get the ball in, but they need to find a way to score.
Now, what's the countback if the 2 teams split the games this season and the differentials are the same?
That is an excellent question that I am not that deep in the countback chat. Hopefully Hugh Bainan or Justin Nelson are paying attention to this one down the stretch and they can text me the answer.
Yeah, they can text you the answer. Maybe a flip of the coin or something.
It doesn't go to flip of the coin. From there, it may go to there's a lot of other points scored or your record against the other teams in the finals. I'm not sure exactly how the NBL does it past that first tie, but there are numerous other areas where they can go to after that.
Well, we're not even going to speculate on what that is then.
Yeah, don't get me involved in that chat. I'm going to get in trouble.
And we're too far out from the end of the season anyway, Casey. It may not even come to that. Aren't we?
It's there's a lot of water to go under the bridge just yet. But that's what we have to talk about now, Glenn.
Exactly. And it's really interesting to see that it appears to be in both teams' thinking.
Yeah, 100%. This game would be well over if it was just a regular 9-point game. But everybody understands, the Hawks understand it is nearly as important for them to win that deficit battle as it is to win this game. And I have been informed by GM of the league, Hugh Bainan, that it goes to overall points difference.
Okay. All right, well then we won't know that until later on. If there is no more score in the next 24.3 seconds.
There it is.
Which I reckon there will be, Casey. And the chances are pretty high here. Now you can see the plaster on the elbow with Jared West.
I mean, you're not really living dangerously saying there's going to be points when somebody's at the regime.
I'm sorry, yeah, exactly.
It's okay, though.
Not really putting my neck on the line.
There's nothing wrong with being right.
Oh.
Or wrong. Uh-oh. Jared West misses the first. The scoring. Well, that first half factory of excitement that we were getting to watch.
Yeah.
It's changed slightly here in the second.
And West is short with the second too. And it's been picked off by Jared Kenny. 18 seconds left. Ruspatch. Bailey can't find the 3-pointer. Was that Hunt? It was Hunt.
Plenty of time. It's a free ball.
Whoa, Hunt's got it again. Crazy passing going on by Hawke's Bay with 4 seconds to play. Exeter. It is going to be a 9-point differential.
And it's tied.
Unbelievable.
Well, the game,
Nelson.
however. The important thing is, though, a closed-out game by the Nelson Giants.
Yeah, really good effort from Nelson. You've got to say well done to the Nelson Giants. Remember, they were down by double digits midway through the third quarter. They've come back very, very impressively to win this game by 85-76.
Yeah, they win by 9 points. They were down 10 at one point, a 19-point turnaround. And Road Warriors still, the Nelson Giants refusing to lose on the road. They might need to move all those road games out onto the, or home games out onto the road, because this is phenomenal effort by them.
Incredible effort. So there we are, West, Morning and Thompson all finishing with 18 points each. Jempster, the only other player to get into double figures. And Ruspatch, despite being very quiet in the second half, ended up being leading scorer in the game.
And a special mention for the way Morning and West worked through not the best of shooting nights to get those high scores. Hiram Harris up there with 11. Tawan AG grabs his double as well.
Well, Thompson, great all-round game from him with 18 points and 13 rebounds. And West as efficient as ever with 6 assists.
And G and Thompson both with a couple of blocks, affecting the game on both ends of the court. And there we see the steals, and that has quite a bit to do with it. Well, we mentioned just the ferocity of the backcourt defensively for the Giants. That came into play as it went across.
So, well done to the Nelson Giants. They go to the top of the table too, Casey.
They do, and this is what the action we have coming up to kick off round 10. It starts Thursday down in the Manawatu as the Hawke's Bay Hawks will have to bounce back quickly against the Resurgence Jets. The Sharks back on the right foot with winning, but it's the Tuatara who are bringing the losing streak and will try and get off the schneid as the Sharks hope to hang on to their postseason hopes, and the Nelson Giants back in action at home, unfortunately for them, but good for the home crowd as they take on what should be a full-strength Taranaki Airs that was hoping to welcome back Ty Wynyard.
Well, here we go. Nelson with the win today go to the top of the table. 6 wins now from 8 wins rather from their 11 games, have that 1 game advantage over the Auckland Tuatara and the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Thanks for joining us for this round 9 action from the NZNBL for 2022. Hope you enjoyed it, and congratulations once again to the Nelson Giants winning this game by 85 to 76.